Hey, Stephanie, they're wrong. This bill will not repeal Obamacare. Look, 6 years ago in Congress, the very first vote I made was to repeal Obamacare. 2 years ago, the Republicans put a bill on Obama's desk to repeal Obamacare. I think this thing will probably pass. I think it's a bad deal for Republicans. And Stephanie, they are going to try to tell us that this is repealing Obamacare, but it's not. And the truth here is the headline, Steph, is the Republican Party really does not want to repeal Obamacare. That's why we've got this mess of a bill.
Well, what does it mean for President Trump? He wants the world to see he can get something done. But if it goes through today, what exactly is he getting done?
A mess. And by the way, Stephanie, something that will make things worse. And the difference is Trump and the Republicans will now own it. Look, I'm a supporter of Trump's, but this is the stupid game that D.C. plays. We've got to pass something. My Lord, we've got to pass something. And it gets to the point where we don't even think about whether the something is good or bad. We just got to pass it. That's what Republicans are doing right now, and it's got nothing to do with the policy.
Well, the commander-in-chief is the one in charge, and you say you are a Trump supporter, but are you starting to lose confidence in him? Look at the last week. Look at, in terms of credibility, we don't see, in your opinion, we don't see a reasonable replacement, or you don't feel like Republicans want to actually repeal Obamacare. We're looking at the president doubling, tripling down on the wiretap claims. Are you still as enthusiastic a supporter of the president as you once were?
I am, Stephanie, but I'm one of those Trump supporters that isn't afraid to publicly kick him in the backside when I think he's veered off a track. And with this Obamacare thing, Steph, the mistake he made was he turned it over to the Republicans. He turned it over to the Republican Party instead of following his gut. I don't think Donald Trump really knows what's in this bill. He just wants a victory. Well, this victory, if they pass it, is going to bite Republicans in the butt in 2018.
Then one would argue that health care of the American people is a very important issue for Americans. So to your point that you said, well, the president doesn't actually know what's in the bill, he just wants a victory, why would you support a man with that kind of character?
Now, Stephanie, it's problematic. Look, again, and this is why I'm with you right now calling him out, and I know Donald Trump watches your show. President Trump, this is a bad bill. I mean, that's all I can do as a supporter is to encourage him to do what's right. I think this train has already left the station. Steph, they so desperately want a victory, it doesn't matter what is in the bill. This is a huge mistake that the Republicans are going to regret.
A victory for who, I guess, is the question. Before we go, I got to ask you quickly about the doubling down on the wiretap claims, about this Russia investigation that appears to be getting hairier and hairier. Where do you stand on all that?
It's ridiculous. And look, what Congressman Nunes, my former colleague, did yesterday was beyond the pale. He ought to step down as the head of the Intel Committee. Look, at this point, Steph, I don't trust anybody in Washington, not the Republicans, not the Democrats. Trump will never apologize for that tweet. He was wrong to make that tweet. We need a special independent commission to look into all of this.
Then what is it that makes you still support the president? Because you haven't said a positive thing about him or Washington yet.
You know what? I want my borders secure. I want Muslim terrorists stayed out of America, and I want my taxes cut. I'm still with him on my bucket of issues, but I'm not one of these blind, stupid cheerleader Trump supporters that will acknowledge he can do no wrong. I'm trying to help him do what's right.
I get that. People don't really like blind, stupid cheerleaders, I guess. All right,
No.
Congressman.